Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Sunday. So I hope you guys had an amazing week. And we are now entering our week of December 16th to the 22nd, as well as the spotlight on this week, which is winter solstice. Now, as we know, winter solstice marks the return of the light and the days getting longer, and it's one of the four major turning points in the astrological calendar. So as contrary belief, a lot of people believe that winter solstice we get shorter days, but we actually start getting lighter days. It doesn't feel like it, especially if you live in a place like this where winters are just cruel, but we do celebrate the welcoming of the sun. So now in Hair Talk, let's take a look at the hair. My curls are back. And I don't know if you guys have been following my little videos. A lot of you have asked me to actually start a hair YouTube channel. I totally would if I knew what I was doing, but you guys would we would probably turn that into a comedy. You guys know my sense of humor and my sarcasm. But in our little hair talk today, well, we are on day 3. So I washed my hair 3 days ago, and I use my products. Once again, her name is Laura and she is from Puerto Rico, and she creates these amazing products that are all organic, and they are just hair food. My hair loves it. Right now I am wearing her leave-in conditioner, the oh my goodness, curl cream, as well as the Diva Curl Gel, and then what I do is literally just put it on there, diffuse it all upside down, and hope for the best. So that's pretty much where we are. I'm still growing out my grays. My black hair is beginning to fade, and you could kind of just see some weird highlights showing up, but this time around I'm just gonna let it do what it does. You guys know how I go. I could go 9 months without dyeing my hair and then go dye it. So I have absolutely no commitment with anything, but as you can see, it's nice, it's fluffy, it's even snowing outside, and it's still not as crazy frizzy as it would get with any other products that I use. So that is my current obsession. So now let's begin. So this week, I don't know if you guys have noticed on Instagram and Facebook, I have not stopped using the Angel and Ancestor Oracle. So we're using this today, as well as probably the Tarot of the Bastard, but we'll see. I might just mix these two, and as usual, as we've been doing for the last few weeks, we're not going Monday through Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We are just going to see the energy as a whole. Now, I wanted to use this deck because it's more like energy tuned. So this is what I want us to focus on this week, our energy. What should we work on? What should we focus on, right? Instead of situations that come from around us, let's go ahead and focus on within, because as we know, winter solstice also marks the beginning of shadow work season. So let's go ahead and begin. So we see the shapeshifter, which is a theme that I've been working with a lot. I even posted a picture last night of me with straight hair a few years ago and me with the curls a few years later, and I called it shapeshifter. So as you can see, the artwork in this card is massively amazing. And what this is all about is transforming and unveiling your gifts. So we start off the week with that energy telling us it's time to really trust our inside, especially for the coming weeks. If you guys are celebrating the holidays, if you have to be around people that may not get you who you are, that may not understand you. You know, it's a conversation that I had this morning with a few of my yayas when I was just like, the road of enlightenment, right, or spiritual, or whatever you want to call it, the witch. It is a lonely road. You cannot feel like you belong. You just, it's very lonely, but it is so worth it. You get two things. You either will begin to inspire women or people around you to really tune into their path, or you will awaken their insecurities and they may not even like you, right? So what we see with this is all about trusting your gifts, really standing your ground. Somebody doesn't like that you are eclectic and that you're unique, that's on them. That is not your responsibility. Our responsibility is on us. But if my way of being makes somebody else uncomfortable, that's what they need to work on. If I know I'm being a decent human being and I'm just being me, but my appearance or my way of living makes somebody else uncomfortable, that should be on them, right? My responsibility is to myself. So I love that we start with this very strong card. Now, the next card that we have is the Star Ancestor. It goes very well with the Shapeshifter because this is about following your inner voice, still very in tune, especially if you have to deal with other people's opinions about your way of life, things that you've done, the way that you live, and all of this stuff, or you have to deal with people that tend to only focus on the things that we didn't get to do. You know, here are the 50 things that we accomplished, but here's our 4 or 5 things or 100 things that we didn't accomplish for one thing or another. And there you have these people that are only focusing on that. This is time for you to really follow the voice of your soul, meaning follow your inner wisdom. This is a time for you to really go on introspection mode. Still stay open, be open, receive everybody's advice. But remember, at the end of the day, what works for you may not work for them. What works for them may not work for you. Why? Because we're all our very own unique imprints. Now, the next one that we have is the Direction Guardian. So this says, choose your path. And you're all here. And so I'm pretty sure that we've all chosen our path and now we're just clearing the way, right? This is about choose your path and stay on it. Anybody that awakens any self-doubt within yourself, look within and see why you're giving that power to that person. What is it about me, or what is it about this person that makes me feel less than, right? So this is about standing strong in your ground. Once again, I said this earlier in a conversation, something my grandmother told me when I was around 20, so like 20 years ago, that really changed me when I was, getting the shop up and running. I was really young. And she said, soul doesn't lie. Spirit doesn't lie. People do. Who are you going to believe? And when she said that, even though I was very young, 19, 20, and I was just like, it really hit me because it's so true. We doubt our gut instinct all the time. Our intuition is on fire and we're just like, I don't know. But here comes somebody who may not even mean that much to us, who may be actually mean to us. They say something that's not so nice, and now we are affected by this person. We believe people, especially when they're trying to put us down more than what we believe in our own energy. This has to stop. It's time for you to really reclaim your power. Now, the next one that we see is the snake. So you see, especially for those that celebrate the new year that's coming up, I know there's 2 kinds of people. There's us that celebrate in October 31st, and then there's people that celebrated December 31st. Wherever you celebrate, it's time for you to look back on this last year's journey and see how much skin you have shed. It's time to really let go of your habits that you're not happy with. And don't do this as a goal. Don't do this as my New Year resolution. Fuck your New Year's resolutions. You want to do this for yourself. Put the commitment when you are ready, not because a calendar says this is a great time to, do all of these commitments. Fuck that. You want to do this when it's the right time for you. It will only work when it's the right time for you. So whenever you feel this pull of like, I want something new, I'm craving something, there's this new adventure that's calling me, then you know your time is here. Now the last one that we see, it's the Animal Guardian. So these cards are all really synchronizing with one another. The Animal Guardian tells us to really trust our instincts. So as you can see, the main energy for this coming week, it's all about transforming and unveiling our gifts, right? Following the voice of our soul, choosing our path and standing our ground, shedding our old skin, and trusting our instincts. So it doesn't get any more synchronicity than that. I don't know if you guys just saw, there's always all these orbs in this corner. I never know if it's cat hair or if it's an orb, but I know a lot of people are always like sending me screenshots of them. So this is honestly a week of the self. This is honestly a week where we want to rise, where we want to say enough is enough. When we finally want to say, wait a minute, I should really begin to trust myself. I should really begin to trust that gut instinct. Now, really fast here when we look at the cosmic energy, right? The astrological basis for the winter solstice is the entry of the sun into Capricorn. That happens on Saturday, December 21st. Now, this passage marks the time in the northern hemisphere when the sun reaches its lowest point in the sky and produces the shortest day and the longest night of the year. Now, remember one thing that we are barely ever told, and I learned from my ancestors, especially my grandmother, there's a thin veil that happens. We are so used to the thin veil that happens on Samhain on October 31st, but remember there's also a thin veil with spirit that happens December 21st. So if you've been sensing more energy than usual, you're definitely sensing that thin veil. So pay close attention to energy shifts that you're sensing. Now also, and the good news is that after December 21st, the days will begin to get longer, even if you can't tell, right? So during the month when the sun will be in Capricorn, your outward focus will be tuned to your career or your standing in the community, with an emphasis on hunkering down or committing. A positive once-a-year sextile between Mars and Saturn on Thursday, December 19th is a shot in the arm to make things happen. Late that same day, Venus makes a sign switch as it exchanges Capricorn for Aquarius. As a fixed air sign, Aquarius is a cool cookie, emotionally detached and focused on personal independence. This is why you might be more attracted to impersonal group interactions than intense personal relationships for the next 4 weeks. And this makes sense why the cards were kind of calling us inward and not telling us to go out there and surround ourselves with 1,000 people, right? So Aquarius, the same theme is echoed on Sunday, December 22nd, when Venus makes the last square of the year to Uranus, which also favors personal freedom over intimacy. So as you can see, we have a few opposing forces, but the amazing thing about this is that it's really time for you to embrace that inner energy, for you to be like, enough is enough. You know, we want to be who we are. We just have this fear that we're not going to be accepted. And one thing I've learned is that maybe we're not supposed to be accepted by anyone. You know, I'd rather have 2 close friends in my life than have 100 people that call themselves my friends because I'm doing what they want me to do. So this is going to be a week for you to really reclaim your energy, for you to really just be like, I got this. I'm really going to pay attention to me, my focus, my gut feeling, my intuition, right? So I will see you guys next weekend, right? We will be going over the energy of December 23rd to December 29th. Right now, if you just tuned in Sunday, so right now it is Sunday, December 15th. We are having a Friday the 13th sale. So use code Friday 13th at checkout and save 25% of readings, which are all $35. So with this sale, you get them for $26 something. And so you get those readings are on sale for $35, so we just added an extra 25% off. Readings are usually $40 or up, so this is actually quite amazing. You also get 25% all pint candles that were lowered to $18. We save on wax, you save on candles, right? So, and you also save 25% on all workshops. So you have 25% off readings, candles, and workshops. So head over to www.lightwitchtarotshop.com. Take advantage of the sale. If not, we're always open. Everything's always there. And we've been around for almost 20 something years, over 20 years. Our prices always stay the same. And if you guys ever have any questions, if you guys ever want to get a reading, go there, set it up. Feel free to email us or to send me a message through our Facebook business page on Facebook, obviously, or Instagram. So I will see you guys all next week. Lots of love and light to you all. I love you, and blessed be. Bye-bye.